Man, I really like the rearrangement in Dissidia from the battle song of the original Final Fantasy. Even though I'm not very crazy about the Warrior of Light, which I call the Puppet of Light, but still, that song is jamming. Welcome back to another chapter of Body of Dark, Heart of Light. Last time, there was this short chapter that Cain and Yuna took Cecil to Order's sanctuary, and Cosmos, the goddess of harmony, of course, has just recruited Cecil as one of her fellow warriors to defeat Chaos, the god of discord, and end the eternal conflict. And I kind of find Cecil's origin story to be a lot better than the Puppet of Light, to be honest. Even though it's never explained why Shantoto and Prish were in Dissidia to begin with. Anyway, let's get this chapter going, shall we? And in case any of you are wondering why I played this song, you'll know it's an inclination to the Cecil fighting against the warrior. So here we are, Chapter 4. It took a while for Cecil to take in all the foreign information, what he learned about Cosmos, how he felt. His mind was as foggy as the mist surrounding the Order's sanctuary, and through that he saw a bunch of dark shadowy figures looming towards him. Cosmos recently warned him about Chaos's new threat, the mannequins, and he immediately took out his sword and shield, assuming that they were marching towards him. Even the warrior was too alarmed. However, his sight was more keen than the paladin's, obviously, so he abruptly stopped himself from charging toward the incoming group. He laid a firm hand on Cecil's shoulder in assurance. "Wait! They can't be the mannequins! They pace slower than this." The pair heard some talking amongst the small army, and eventually the fog cleared and revealed themselves. One, who was a brunette with short hair, spoke. "Hey, that's him!" he exclaimed as he pointed admiringly. "Wow! I've never seen anything like it." Another short-haired brunette spoke in a deeper, more sarcastic tone. Who was it? Oh, alright. Oh, Bart. That's what you said about the last so-called warrior we've met. What makes you think we can trust this guy? Oh, come on, Squall. Do you always act this way whenever we meet someone new? Why not give him a chance? Pink-haired soldier responded to the Seed's attitude. She also had the same feelings he did. I don't know. Somehow this guy seems suspicious, like as if he's hiding something. Heh! Heh, that's lightning for ya, an overconfident gun wielder chuckled. Relax. I think we should give him a chance, don't you think? After all, if you were a fighter for Chaos, you would have swapped the floor by now. Are you quite sure, Laguna? Vaughn, a wannabe sky pirate, asked. He looks a little too fancy for his own good, like as if he worked for a kingdom or something. Laguna rubbed his chin in deep thought. Well, technically, yes, but Yuna and Cain said he was all right. The weapon master faced the group and chimed in. We should meet him. Yeah, we'll never know unless we take our chances, Tifa added. Besides, if it's fine with Cain and Yuna, it's fine with me. She then pointed to herself to show her approval. See, Furian's got the right idea. I say we go for it. With that, he led everyone to meet the new recruit. Heh! I'll be glad to see what he can do, the egotistical Jack boasted as he flexed his arms. Cecil watched the gang parade towards him. Who are they? Are they all our other warriors? Yes, they are soldiers of Cosmos. We all protect the peace ruined by the god of discord. Even he has the same minions of his own besides the mannequins, the warrior explained. Cecil nodded in acknowledgement. After a deep breath, he slowly met up with the new champions. But they were broken up as an energetic monkey-like ally ran to him. So you're the new kid on the block, aren't you? As he looked down at his companion, he almost laughed, but he tried to hide it as he embarrassingly said, yes, I am. My name is Cecil. And you are? He jumped around as he introduced himself. I am one of the most well-known skilled warriors of them all. He then pointed at himself with glee. I am the legendary thief Zidane. Cecil stared in shock. Thief? Why would Cosmos recruit a thief? She has her reasons. After all, I can't resist to do a woman a favor. Zidane folded his arms and winked as he smiled. I guess not. He wasn't sure what to say to a thief who flirts a lot. Well, anyways, the rank isn't official yet. You need some training first, and I'm gonna give it to you. It's a rule, you know. Alright. He wasn't sure whether he was faking or not, but he felt he needed to take the challenge in order to be worthy. What do I need to do? First, you gotta catch me! As Cecil was about to grab him, Zidane jumped on and off the awestruck paladin's head. He started to chase him all over the terrain, and at times, he almost slipped as he made a sharp turn. As he ran closer to him, the genome jumped ahead. You're too slow! Zidane! He was running out of breath. He tried to make a sudden ambush by cutting him off, but he tripped on his tail instead and fell flat on his chest. The playful primate mocked the new recruit as he stopped on the throne. Nah, 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 you can't catch me. That's enough! At this sudden outburst, Zidane felt sheepish as he twisted his tail. Aw, I was just having fun. Why do you always have to be such a party pooper? Off in the distance, Jack murmured, Well, I guess he's not so tough after all. Furion just smoked. He was getting tired of him putting people down, so he walked toward him and helped him back on his feet. Are you all right? I'm sorry if that knucklehead frustrated you. He's harmless, really. He just wants someone to entertain. I suppose. I'm Furion. Nice to meet you. Come, I'll introduce you to the others. And so he did. Everyone was thrilled on meeting him except Squall and Lightning, who just stood there motionless. Typical soldiers. Cecil and Furion were sitting in an open field just a few miles away from the sanctuary. They were discussing of what Cosmos had discovered. So you possess two distinctive powers, right? Both light and darkness? Yes, that is correct. Cecil reflected when he first used it for Kuja. He still couldn't get over his guilt, nor his fear on using it again. What's wrong? Furion asked, noticing a glaze in his eyes. Cosmos said, in order to prevail, I must use both of them efficiently. How can darkness overcome chaos? All it does is consume me and cause my mind to deteriorate. Lunith chimed in as if he was eavesdropping. Have you tried not using your darkness? I mean, since it manipulates you when you do use it, what's it worth? Trying to avoid the subject. As if reading his mind, Cecil confirmed the Onionite. No, he's right. I can't use it if I can't control it. I'll just end up hurting myself. I might fall into the fiend's hands again. I think he should learn how I think he should learn how to use it. It's just a tool, like any other new weapon or ability. Learn it, apply it, master it. That's how I became a very skilled... Let's go, Cecil. Warrior! Soon enough, Cosmos' prime champion approached the trio, still deep in thought. Cecil was so overwhelmed of all the choices he had to make. A lot of people were weighing on his shoulders, especially the goddess. He can't possibly let her down. His life depended on it. It's time. She's waiting for you. Get ready. For what? He turned toward him with a stern face. Your training. Then he walked up slowly, waiting for the newbie to catch up. Good luck. You're gonna need it. The Warrior of Light is not an easy adversary. He is highly trained when it comes to combat. No one was ever able to beat him. Cecil shut his eyes and tried to clear his head. I'll do my best. The warrior saw his opponent enter Order's sanctuary. He was waiting patiently beside Cosmos. He was quite surprised that it took Cecil 5 minutes to prepare himself for a match. Usually other fighters would be too nervous in bouting with the superior, and thus it would take as long as half an hour. Determined, Cecil stood before him. Warrior looked at Cosmos for permission. She nodded. They stood almost neck to neck in height. Neither of them were backing down. Let's do this fight. Here and now. We shall. They both drew their blades and the battle commenced. The warrior ran toward Cecil, but the paladin used a quicker way by jumping toward him. He nearly whacked him with his sword. The warrior knew his enemies were always vulnerable after an attack, so he used the shining wave to maul him from a great distance. The attack was swift, but Cecil was able to dodge it in time. Cecil saw his chance and lunged toward him. He made contact and sent him to the air. He chased him, powered up his sword, and swung it. Unfortunately, there was nothing but thin air. Surprised by his evasion, the warrior gathered energy in his blade and released it with all his might, knocking the paladin down. With a crashing thud, he landed on his back. He reeled from the pain, but he was not done. The warrior charged, Cecil jumped, and he used his Saint's Fall move, which was slow and missed his target. Predictable! The paladin slashed downward, and the warrior evaded it with ease. Then he used his shining wave again, this time hitting his target. He knocked him a few yards away, but Cecil regained himself and landed on his feet. He forced himself forward, bumping into the warrior's shield, which made the challenger waver. You're mine! He thrust his sword toward Cecil's chest, but his belly lurched back. Then his shield glowed in a golden aura and shot out a ray of light. Shine! That pushed Cecil away, but he skidded to a stop before he toppled over. Just then he transformed into a dark knight, increasing his strength and speed. He couldn't stand the humiliation of losing again, especially against Cosmos' best combatant. Can you blame him? I've had enough! The warrior froze at the sight of him. How could he possibly change sides instantly? Cosmos was serious about him. Cecil bashed him directly in the gut, throwing him back. He rolled and shook his head to clear the dizziness. Cecil charged at him again, but he used his shield to block the onslaught. Shield of light shimmered and released a second time, missing him. Cecil's body emanated dark energy and it thrust it out into a wall of dark flames, injuring the warrior. His confidence grew. So did his viciousness. He used his soul eater to drain some of the warrior's stamina, making him weak, but he didn't give up. He flipped and used a hand to control himself from rolling out of control. Cecil, now as a paladin, soared with his sword facing down. The warrior made contact with his blade, resulting the field to be engulfed in light. Both tried to push the other away and make him stagger. They were equal in strength, but the warrior didn't hesitate. He tripped Cecil and attempted to stab him with his rune saber. Cecil leapt and flipped a few yards back. The warrior chased him with a strong persistence, and Cecil had an idea. Cecil stood still as the warrior closed in fast on him. As he was a few feet away, Cecil crossed his sword and shield. When he did, the warrior was temporarily blinded by the light. After a couple seconds, he could see. Incomprehensible! You ran away! The warrior of light looked all around, still no sign of Cecil. After a few minutes, he sheathed his weapons, but then... Surprise! Cecil, as a dark knight, stabbed the warrior as far as his Deathbringer could go. Off guard, he attacked him from behind. Then the warrior fainted. Still having his negative emotions, Cecil did the unthinkable. He raised his sword to deliver the kill. Cosmos begged for him to stop. No! You mustn't slay him! He's our only hope for this war! He shall perish! Cecil, stop! Furion ran to him and grabbed his arms, pushing them back. You can't be doing this! He retaliated by punching him using the back of his blade. Furion held his chest in agony, and as he was about to finish him off, he held his head. He sunk to his knees and hollered to fight his dark impulses. He couldn't possibly be an official Cosmos warrior if he was planning to kill one of them. Then he remembered what Eunice said to him at the subterrane. You're not alone. Please wait! You don't have to do this! I've suffered through betrayal and hatred before, but I didn't give in to my emotions because I had friends who supported me. As he started to calm himself, he realized the summoner was telling the truth. Cecil did have friends now, some indifferent and more annoying than others. But nevertheless, they were all fighting for the same cause, to end the eternal conflict, never to increase loathing amongst themselves. Slowly but surely, he changed back into a paladin. He was hyperventilating from how much stress and fatigue he had to endure. I cannot keep this up. Indeed, he couldn't, because next time he probably wouldn't be able to stop himself. I hope I improved on the fight scenes somewhat, and I hope I didn't create any character bashing. I'm not really a huge fan of the warriors, so yeah. Yeah, and that's it. Stay tuned for Chapter 5. Till then, this is the Ekron Writer signing out.